Guys, so solving our physics GRE 81. Basically, some RLC currents and some synchronic wave, and they ask you about what to to the current have its maximum steady state, and what is amplitude after the the transients die out. Basically, your maximum must be epsilon divided by uh, the total impedance. So the total impedance is this. Okay. So if you take the absolute value, what you get is r squared plus omega L minus 1 omega c squared. Okay. And angular frequency, and he says for a constant. So basically, if you want it to be maximum, then you need this one to be 0. So you can solve omega is just 1 over square LC. Basically, this type of equation, you should this omega is equal to 1 over square root LC is very famous in electronics. So if you have learned anything about electronics, then you should remember answer is C. And the answer is impossible for D and E because D and E there is a minus sign. So basically you can choose some number which make the square root is negative. Then there's impossible. Okay, 82 say that the simple of mass m length L and with 2D is multi-vertical and frictionless axis. And initially the object is at rest is trapped by it's tapped with a hammer will provide a torque. And it had impulse h about the z-axis with h equals to tau dt, and what is the angular speed. Remember what is the angular momentum related to momentum of inertia, which is L equals to I omega, right? So now the key is what is I? What is I? The key factor is what we need to know what is I. So remember that the I of a rod at the center of mass is 1 over 12 md squared. So suppose you have a rod. Okay. Sorry. Let me change my graph. You have a rod, then this one, the I for this is, suppose this is D, then this is the result, and if the is here, then the I is 1 over 3 md squared. So this is the thing you should remember. Otherwise you need to do the integration. Okay, so once you know this, then you know that we have we'll have L equals to, we have the L equals to the I omega. So basically this is angular pulse, right? So tau dt basically is L. So basically you have H equals to I omega. So here what we need to use is this one, the first one, because now the axis is here. So we have 12, but remember now the D become 2D. Now the D become 2D. So it's m times 2D squared omega. Okay, so we can solve omega basically is 3h over md squared. Okay, so just solving this, h equals to 1 over 12 m times 2d squared. So because this is 4d squared, so 4 divided by 12 is 3. So you switch 3 from the denominator to the numerator. So this is what you have. Just solve this equation. Okay, so the answer is D. The answer is D. Okay, that's it.